All right, boys, are we ready to start the timer?
Pro podcast.
Pro
Yeah.
podcast
Emotionally
time.
or
Well,
we're
by
ready. We're
saying
ready.
YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another LC Pro podcast with my wonderful co-hosts. We got Tweacz
What's up, fellas?
and TheKryptman.
How's it going, everybody?
Yes, we are here for our first podcast at our new time of day, time of the week, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time if you're ever on the West Coast with Crypt. And yeah, I think it's nice. It's when I'd say the majority of people are done with work. It's on Thursday, but evening, so I think that works for a lot of people. And yeah, thank you all for being here and adjusting to the new schedule with us. If you want to get mad at anyone, feel free to DM Tweacz.
I do love.
Please
a good
hate
DM.
DM. Yeah, please hate DM tweets over this. We're all like, oh yeah, this is great, and then we're just like, yeah, send him angry.
It's like the typical, if it's a
but no,
bad review.
I appreciate you guys moving it, or
Heck
being
yeah.
willing to scoot it around. I mean, to be honest, I like that it's not far off from the original time point, but like it's nice that it's update day, right? So we get a little, we get about like what 12 and a half,
Yeah, maybe less
16
time.
hours ish, right? Like a bunch of hours.
Fresh.
We get those first impressions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Zero
it's
processing.
real fresh in our heads.
Yep. But you
so-
came to conclusions pretty quickly, I saw on LC Discord, sadly.
Unfortunately, I was able to. I got him in the big step up. Like I spent like about 18,000 crystals to get him, which I mean isn't great, but like I had some laying around already from the past banner, so like it cost me that. I did have other tools, and I did have enough potions to get him to level 100. I used 15,500 small potions to get in there, which was absolutely aggressive and tedious, but it was pretty funny because it's the first time I've done fully with little potions. But
Here, Tweacz.
You're a
Sorry
little relaxed
to
about it.
interrupt. Yeah. Can you hear us? I think the iPhone is not too
His
friendly.
reception just cut out.
All right, let's
We're still here.
I hear you. I see the screen.
Okay.
So far so good.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
far,
think
we're
we're
on.
back.
Yes.
Where were we?
I
You gonna edit
don't
this part
even
out?
know.
What?
I don't know. You want to just start over? You want to just
Yeah, sure.
Grab it?
No.
Well,
What-
I think
I'll just
I
edit.
was talking about being able to build him quickly, right?
Exactly. You had potions. You got him to level 100 very quickly.
Got a level 100. All right, so I was able to build him quickly. I put all the skills on him, whatever. And so, like right after update, I was pretty easily able to put him in like a scene where I could test his abilities, right? And I wanted to see his skills. I wanted to see how his traits and stuff worked.
putting him through his paces.
And yeah, right, exactly. Just like check him out because we don't have data mine to show us anymore about like how good they are behind the numbers and stuff, right? So my first impression was, all right, he looks cool. I can't wait to see his break because we saw in the video his S3 fainting enemies, which is usually a good key to good break for a unit.
Sure.
And then we saw that he had breaker and all that kind of stuff. And then I saw in his tree, which they did not tell us, that he had destroyer, which is another big boost
What?
to break, just like breaker.
I've never
So-
heard of this.
It's
This-
like
this
Breaker
is-
2.0.
This is it's another 50% break, I believe.
Who has had this in the past?
Claire has it, but it's not on any arc. That's literally it. So it's him and Claire right now that have it. And then they also added. I'm pretty sure they didn't say Dark High Drive was in his kit. They said Dark Drive.
No, Dark High Drive. They said Dark High Drive.
Did they say both of them? Because I remember
They-
them not being both.
No, it wasn't Dark Drive. It was Dark High Drive.
Okay, well, maybe I'm just an idiot, so it's fine.
You're not in your lane.
You're on vacation mode.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I mean that's not untrue.
And apparently Destroyer is 75%.
So it's just like it's all this stuff. It should be getting me. Well, it did. His kit got me so excited.
Me too, man. Me too.
So what is the problem, bro? Tell me.
I don't know. Are you not excited by having 250,000 HP?
The main issue with him is his hit count and his mobility, right? So his hit count especially. We have a unit that is going to have, I think it's 5 hits. I don't remember his hit count specifically.
5?
I remember his SCT and his stocks. Those are another one of the issues, but his hit counts are very, very low. Krypt, do you have those numbers by chance, or Damus, can you post them in chat?
5, 7, 11.
That's what I'm remembering. 5, 7, 11, but I didn't want to say it.
I think it's 5, 7, 11.
Okay, if it's 5, 7, 11 for 3 skills, and that's just not good for a. Mind you, this is a DPS character. This is not a tank, not a bruiser. He's a DPS character with a sufficient amount of break, but he has such low hit counts that it's nuts. I don't get.
But he also has he has anti-synergy with himself. He should have really high hit count because he's literally got a thing where you have to build up 50 hits in a combo before he hits his maximum potential with it.
Right.
Which seems like weird. And I mean, I guess team scenario, you're going to be at 50 hits more often than solo scenario, you're going to be at 50 hits.
Right.
But it feels a little bit bad to have anti-synergy with yourself. And low stocks.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And
I don't get it.
Funny, we were just talking about this last week about the issue with older units. Huge thing is their hit count. So okay.
Oh, you know what?
Don't get it twisted. He's still a good permanent unit by the measure of all but the most recent permanent units, right?
Sure.
Just because Merity's insane, and just because Sardine is insane, he's still probably the 4th-ish best permanent unit, maybe 5th.
Right, but that ranking falls off, right? Because the thing is, if I would say best permanent units, right? You just said Medine, Merity, top 2, I believe. G-Lucio, not far behind them. And then you got the likes of Logia. And I would put Goroth, just because he can't have potential high cap, right around there.
Yeah.
So dated.
Which is crazy because Logia was released about a year ago.
Yeah, but Logia is an outlier.
Yeah, that's status.
Logia is essentially always going to be good.
Yeah, he was. I mean, with his hit counts, and even if he has damage cap, even if you give him damage cap stuff, he hits very, very hard. Yes, I agree.
He kills frames better than almost any other unit.
He's got mad hit counts.
Almost
that S3 though.
but that's the thing. If you think about, let's say his Goroth's S1, even if he has 20k hit count or 20k caps, even if he only hits 10 times a dual wield, that's equal to a 20 hit 10k cap. It's not anything different. Just because he has a high cap does not mean he's
correct.
a good DPS.
That's the exact point I made in my Alice showcase video as to why she's so freaking good, even though she has a 9,000. She has a 10k damage cap
even
naturally.
She has 10k hit cap, but she hits 24 times.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. So that's the first issue with him is his hit counts. Now, if you want to go into his kit, now it's a little bit easier to. So I'm going to pull up my picture that I have of the one I made from the video and talk about his traits a little bit. I'll put them up here. But the issue with Goroth, right? His damage cap is going to be mostly conditional. And by what I mean by that is you're going to have a satisfy condition in order to raise his damage cap a certain amount. It's not flat out from the start. You actually have to do something in order for it to go up, right? His total unconditional cap is unfortunately only a raise of 2,000, and that's given by his unique skill. I believe it's Hardy Eater. Let me go and snag that real quick. Hardy Eater down here at the bottom.
Something. I don't remember what it was.
This one. This is an unconditional 2,000 damage cap, okay? So this is the only thing in his kit that gives it unconditionally. So he's capping out at 11,999 just at the start of battle. That's it. Everything else in his kit, which he can reach a potential of 34,000, of completely conditional things that are most likely not going to align and not going to help out his kit.
Correct.
Depending on what battle, because it has to be literally a perfect storm scenario to activate everything, which is just not realistic, right? So
there's like 2 fights in the game where you might encounter that scenario.
Okay.
What's up, man? What's up, man? All right, I'll be back.
Hey. Yo,
So the
Tweacz is
issue
partying.
with yeah.
That's
Everyone's
what's up.
rolling in.
That's what's
Unfortunately,
up.
that means I gotta go. Hold on, give me a sec. I found a good spot. We're probably gonna cut out again, just FYI.
That's all good.
So the issue with most of his caps, right, is they're conditional, which is unfortunate because he gets caps from combos, which are really, really hard to hit with because has very, very low hit counts. I mean, he gets an extra hit cap on his S3, just basic. He gets an extra hit cap.
Is it on his whole S3, or is it only on the portion of it where he's doing the uppercut?
I mean,
The latter.
like, is it only the last
not looking
couple
at it,
hits?
but like, his traits, right? Well, that's like the first thing that's important. His traits, if you kill tasty enemies, and they have to be tasty, right? So they got to be bird, fish, beast. It's not really relevant because either A, they're not going to be that way, and you have to use a special in order to make them that way, or you're just going to not get that damage cap whenever you kill the enemy. And then his trait 2, to get the damage cap, you're going to have to wait 30 seconds without killing
30 seconds?
30 seconds.
Yeah.
That was huge, depending on like how good that was.
So let's say 10 seconds is great. 30 to 40 seconds is bad. And
Oh
what do we
my
get?
god.
30 to 40 seconds.
You think they'd
30 seconds.
learn their lesson on that freaking 1,000 Skies
But
arc?
they don't want us to like rush everything and all the fast buffs. And
Sure.
That's clearly not the design here. And it's evident that like the units we don't like, right, are all these units that take a ton of setup to get going. Like Rimuru. Rimuru's bad because all of his stuff is conditional. Like, it's very hard to get all of his stuff activated. Zliorch, or however you say his name, he would be conceptually, he's really, really cool. But it takes so much setup to, like, make his stuff work correctly. Massive potential, huge amount of, like, ramp-up time and setup required to make that, work at all. So it's just not viable in, like, most situations. You're just not going to run into it happening.
Oh, this is very
it's
entertaining.
Like completely unconditional stuff, right? I'm coming. Relax.
I am enjoying hearing your background right now, Tweacz.
Anyways,
listen, if you need to dip, it's all good.
No. So here's the issue, like Krip, you're talking about how it's just so much conditional stuff, right? And we hate having to do setup, right? And like Todd Howard says on most things, it just works. For Goroth, it doesn't work. Like, it's just like, do you need... What are you going to be setting up for? All right, you set him up for all this damage potential, right? You get his caps up to like 30,000. Sick. He's still got low hit count. Like, there's no point in raising
You can't
his damage
fix
count
that
high if he's still going to have low hit count. And there's no way to get around that, right? Of course, you can do pursuits and stuff like that, but he doesn't have any innate pursuits. You're going to have other units who have less high as a hit count, or less high as a damage cap, but have 2 to 3 times as many hits, including pursuits. Like, as a DPS character, I don't know what their idea was. Maybe they were just trying to be fanciful and add all these damage caps, conditionals, and make everyone like, holy crap, he can get all this stuff at once. Well, the chances of him getting that at once take so much setup and are so out of this world, hard to achieve. Like, there's no point.
It's not fun. It could have been fun, but they made it not fun.
Dude, if all right, so here's the thing. If he had, instead of 5, 7, 11, let's say 8, 10, 14, that's huge.
Just massive amounts of damage.
Right.
But they decided not to. And when I came up with 8, 10, 14, that's like, what's low yet? 10, 12, 14 or something? Or it's 10, 12, 16 or something crazy like that? Like, it just doesn't make much sense for a unit right now, especially a permanent unit following Shift Meaty and Meaty, to be this way. Now, I don't know if we're gonna have a niche situation in which he's this good, because obviously with the current end game content we have, the current bosses, the current, tower we have, like, he's just not gonna shine, right? He hasn't found his niche yet, and it's just kind of like the AOG Lily thing, where AOG Lily magic still kind of sucks, right? But she's incredibly good at time trials. That's her niche.
Yep.
Like, we just don't have that for him yet. So
Okay.
right now he sucks, honestly.
That's so sad to hear.
He doesn't. So here's the thing:
It hurts.
he does not suck, right? But in relation to the units that we've gotten lately, he is very inferior.
He's underwhelming, extremely.
Yes, very strictly underwhelming. And I think people will love his art. And if you are a part of that group who loves, his sprite's pretty cool. His art's fantastic. His traits and stuff are beautifully drawn. Like, his skills are very flashy, right? But
His S3's crazy looking.
he's awesome. He's so fun, but like, he's just, as a usable unit, he's just not great. Now, I think the perfect scenario for him, which I think I expressed my opinion to you guys earlier, maybe you didn't see it, Panda I think heard it, but is in, like, and I think a lot of people in the chat had Discord, or the main LC Discord had been talking about it earlier, but the perfect scenario would be like an endless dungeon with like a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
Like
and weaker, right?
Like, what's it called? Like we had in the DMC collab.
Right, Bloody Palace, but weaker, right?
Weaker.
So
Bloody Palace, but not a time trial.
not a time trial. But like, here's the thing. He does have his trait 1 that no matter who he kills, he gets 10 SCT, right? If you stack that with Pose of Glory for another 5 SCT, let's say you throw that new Arc Ether reward, which we haven't got to yet, but the Arc Ether reward from the new Abaddon Arc.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
Restores 4 SCT per tasty enemy.
Tasty friends.
You stack on Zestina for the Icy Guardian Sword for another 3 SCT per enemy. You stack on then what else? What do we got there? Oh, either the Mobile Office Arc, which is 5 SCT for a killed enemy, or the Happy Halloween Arc for another 5 SCT for tasty enemies. So like, you can get up to 27 SCT on every killed enemy if they're tasty.
Oh, that's nuts.
Which means bird, beast, fish, right?
Right.
So if we have an event, or what I was talking about, like an endless dungeon with like really weak enemies, and there are all those types, or even without those types, you get like 20 per kill. Here's the thing. His S3 is 40 SCT. Okay? Let's say you get 20 back per kill. You're killing at a rate of 2 per S3. If you kill 2 units per S3, you're getting that SCT back, and you can just literally sit there and spam his S3, which is a pull, right? It's an AoE pull. If it pulls all the units, kills, pulls all the units, kills, pulls all the units, kills, like something like that, like a cyclic thing, and be super fast about it, that would be so sweet.
It'd be fun. Yeah.
Just eat everybody on the stage. Over
But
and over.
that's all hypothetical, right? Because we don't have that.
Correct. And that's such a specific situation that it's
Right. The cool thing about his kit, though, unfortunately, he has no mobility, right? And if you stick him in the first slot of, which I'll just throw him in here.
like, is it on?
What ability him not having mobility makes really good?
Huh?
Because it's fast speed.
Right.
Put it on everyone.
Oh,
forever,
fast speed.
always.
Does bless speed and
Hit
fast
on your
speed
favorite
stack?
skill.
It is Flying Shadow plus Fast Speed is actually fantastic, and plus Dash if you have it. But
What about bless speed?
Blessed Speed? Yeah, sure, but that's 8 SC.
Blessed speed.
I
Sorry.
don't really mess with that, unfortunately.
I see.
So if I just this is going to give me 20 for it. Phone booth is going to give me 30, so it will give me 1 charge of his S3.
Okay.
So the unfortunate aspect of this is that I can't do that, but the unfortunate aspect of his S3 is that it doesn't have much forward range. It has pretty good AoE, but like, it just doesn't. I don't even know why I'm running Abandoned City, but it just doesn't have great range. It doesn't go to if it was like map wide. This would be one of the sickest skills in the entire game. Like, if you put him here, I don't know if it'll even reach. I haven't tried this on IGC3 yet, but nope, doesn't reach anybody.
That's not okay.
Like, but if you, right, it's not okay.
It's not. Like
The range is just not there. It doesn't even hit one of them, who are like how far away? Not very far, right?
they're like it just bugs me because I get it that you can't release like the best
Right.
thing
Like, okay,
every
this, and then I
time.
go, whoop, and it still only hit the first.
It still only hit the first three. You can't you can't release the best thing every single time, right? I get like I'm fine with balancing certain things, but like
Right.
he's missing the mark that they've set in every situation that you're explaining.
Yeah.
That's
So,
the problem.
Would you like to talk about his next fault? Because this is a pretty glaring one, unfortunately.
Talk to me.
So he already suffers from what I have coined Tsukasa syndrome, in the fact that he is super low hit counts. He's dark. He needs Trishula, so he's like very similar to Tsukasa in the fact that he has those things, but he also has okay break. Like he's not any slouch in break. His
Okay.
S3 actually has one of the highest breaks in the game relative to one skill, and that's like similar to Tsukasa's S3. Very similar in break. His S1 and S2 are not that great in break, but what do you really need those for? Unfortunately, contrary to Tsukasa, who has 3 stocks of his S3 to fire off as an orbital nuke whenever he wants to break something,
Yeah, I see it.
Goroth only gets 1. Now, unfortunately, there's only one way to increase that without giving up break values, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be Purple Orb, which is on the Mobile Office arc, which is from the DMC collab, which is a limited arc, and you probably don't have it if you have only started in the last few months. So, or you just didn't get it during the collab, one of those 2 things. So, very specific. Now you can increase. It's a very expensive skill. It's worth it for breakers, though. I would agree if you're trying to break and you don't necessarily need DPS, like breakers for the Naglfar quest and like Meaty and Gobble and VXR and breakers like that.
Yeah.
You don't need it, right?
Yeah.
But you need a breaker arc, and you can't use Stardust Live either to give +1 stocks. So or else you lose all of your break. So he's a great breaker per skill, but the fact that he has only 1 stock of his S3 is literally terrible.
And does it also fault the way that S3 functions? Like you
Yes.
can't pull in bosses.
So
Yeah.
that's actually not that bad considering,
No.
because you can sit behind a boss
You just
and
park 'em.
spam this. Yeah, you can park them easily, and it doesn't move them. It doesn't flip them. So you can sit on like backstab, surprise attack, and just
okay.
spam that crap. So it's kind of nice. But the issue with it is the biggest issue with the S3 is that it stops your combo.
Oh no.
And again, he's very
because
combo reliant.
it launches them so high in the air that you cannot combo. So one thing that I found, you go S3 to S1 and he'll jump up and hit them about halfway, but it will most times lose your combo. So let me just do that real quick, or not, because I'm gonna kill them all because these enemies suck and I got interrupted. So let's go to an actual real map that doesn't. Yeah, right. So I go on Finding Theory of God and see if it works.
I just you wish you could be a fly on the wall for the devs and just like you feel these things when you play him.
I'm surprised as many permanent units as we have gotten, as quickly as we have gotten them, have been as good as they are.
Sure.
Me too.
Like I'm surprised
I've
that
been very
Sardine is
surprised
as amazing as she is.
with Meaty and Meaty being that good. Like I did not expect that at all.
So good.
Okay, so I'm gonna S2 to them, and then I'm gonna go pop them up, right, and then I'll go try to hit them with my S1. Unfortunately, that didn't work. But I have this little thing in my pocket.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try it again. Do not hit me, please. Thank you. They're gonna break, but then I'm popping them up, right, and I lost my hit combo.
It's
Even though I
too
hit them halfway,
difficult.
still lost the hit combo.
It's way too fine of a line.
Yep, way too fun to line.
And almost nobody is going to be able to reach them when he does that. So that's not just going to kill like his personal combo; it's going to kill your entire team's
Entire combo count.
Right. Which is.
Well, what about Alice S2?
I mean, Alice has
probably
anything anywhere.
That's gonna hit them and stall him out anyway, so it still might lose it.
Right. Right after the fact.
Yeah,
you know what will hit stuff all the way at the top of the hitbox is V's S1.
You're
V's
lying.
S1, the Grog's S2.
V's S1. I'm sorry. I thought you meant V's normal attack. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Both will hit though. Those traps.
Yeah.
The normal attack is on a Z axis, On a
100%.
what?
Yeah, it tracks everywhere, man.
Yeah, man, his V's regular attack is literally nutty.
I can't believe
And if you
bro.
can skill cancel it, it's like one of the highest DPS things in the game. Just like regular if you're capping. It's insane.
Oh yeah, that is again
insanity.
that is one thing with Goroth as well. He can't skill cancel. Like
Oh my goodness. Huh.
he can't magic cancel. He can't skill cancel. I already tried it. Didn't work. So unfortunately, he's stuck as a physical DPS who has little physical DPS with good break, but lacking a lot of skill stocks. So like,
I feel like I'm in the
Very tough.
meme. I feel like I'm in the meme of Star Wars. Like, you are the chosen one.
You're supposed to bring balance to the force. And I mean, maybe this is balance, right? Maybe it was getting too out of hand, and they were like, "All right, we gotta scale it back a little bit."
yeah, man.
And I'm
Maybe,
I'm
but,
okay
like-
with that, but like this is too much. It's too far backwards, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's too far backwards. That's like saying, like, I was just thinking about this the other day, and I think it kind of relates. But that's like they introduced Trishula into the game, and then I think Barleen at some point said in the chat, like, "Oh, we're never gonna release anything like that again." And it's like that's in the name of it's in the name of balance, but the problem is you already put it in the game. The standard is set. And for me, balance is like introducing a weapon that only ignores fire resistance or has a chance to drop enemy resistance, like to work around it, not just take it away. Like the standard is set for what good hit counts are.
Yes.
And this guy lacks on that.
Skill stocks.
And skill stocks.
Here's what I would say.
For a physical DPS.
We are stupid in global, right? So
Accurate.
Small brain.
The issue with ours is maybe we are accustomed to a certain playstyle, right? But
That is true.
I'm not smart enough to figure out a good place for him in the game right now.
Yeah.
Now he could be useful against Pablo, sure. Like,
But not even, because he's not
he can-
tasty.
I mean, but you can make them all tasty. Like, come on.
got
There's
seasoning.
there's
We're
ways to
bringing
do
the
that.
salt.
Can
There's
you?
ways to do that. Absolutely.
He can make them
His
tasty.
ult.
His ult makes things tasty.
But once.
I mean, there's such a thing as Great
Oh.
War Ruin.
You're right.
He also starts with like 50% to 90% ult.
On that first
Yeah.
wave.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
that's- Yes, he can get the ults necessary, especially even with like a friend unit with a Great War Run, but he can get them necessary. The issue with that is, so what you're trying to do when you do that, right? If I was trying to do a Pablo fight, I would try to get all of his Tyrant Stomach, the trait 1, all of those stacks first. So make them all tasty in the first 3 waves of the Pablo, right? And then I'd have to wait 30 seconds to kill anyone else, or wait on Pablo for 30 seconds when he shows up to get his insatiable buff. Now, how stupid does that sound?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
30 seconds
kill-
is insane.
you kill all 7 of the other ones, and you have to wait in the middle of the battle with Pablo and to get a second trait.
It
Like,
should have been 10 seconds. It
here's the
should have
thing.
been 10
Yeah.
seconds.
So what we
At
talked
the very
about
most,
earlier,
it should have been, like,
I
20.
wouldn't hate if it was like 0 seconds. If it was all from the start, because he's been fasting, he's been waiting to get in a
He's
battle, he's
always hungry.
insatiable, always hungry, right? That would make sense. But like,
He
you
for sure should
don't.
have started with it.
Yeah, I would agree. But Damo said like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Those are all like reasonable. But unfortunately, they made him 30 seconds, which is unrealistic to achieve at pretty much any point in the battle without killing something. And even if it was like a 1 boss battle, right? That's still wasting the first 30 seconds without that damage potential or cap.
Yeah, you definitely, like, you can kill that last Pablo in well under 30 seconds by many different ways at this point.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the
I
limit
mean, I
there.
put a video out the other day with Rob killing the entire Pablo fight in 60 entire seconds with all the waiting involved and everything. So, like, this comes literally. I mean, that's probably the most impressive performance I've ever seen of a physical DPS. But this comes absolutely nowhere near that. Not only if I could get him there and then wait 30 seconds, right? His hit count is not going to be killing his enemies very quickly at all. I'd have to like use another unit, nuke them down to like 10% HP, and then hit them with Goroth because like he's just not trustworthy to have that high.
It makes it 100% useless in arena as well. I don't want to wait half of the arena match to get this activated.
No.
to just get insatiable, but just to kill no one in the first 30 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
what is the benefit of that? No one, nothing.
The guess there would be he's your secondary DPS and Nero has been stealing all of his kills, right?
Right.
Oh my God, Nero is just
Like if it was just see, that's the thing. I don't know if it's enemy defeated by him personal. I would assume it's like personal, right? If no enemy is defeated by him for a long time, gain insatiable. But is it no enemies on the total map?
It would have to be. It would have to be like his kill, right?
Right.
yeah.
I haven't tested it though. I haven't messed with it.
Me neither. I would assume it's his
Yeah.
kill, but who knows? Because it doesn't
it-
like
It does say
generalize.
for
It
each
generalizes
enemy.
the first one too.
If it's non-specific, it's like even worse than terrible.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
actual. It's like hot dog water. Like this is bad.
Right. Yeah.
He was supposed to be the bane of Naruto in PvP.
I mean, he still might be. There's
He's not
still
good.
some
No,
potential
there's no
there,
chance.
but, like not based on that trait anymore.
There's literally no
He does-
chance. So
he does still have a ton of innate multipliers. He's got an innate ailment that you can get on people to enable both him and Baron, because Baron's got a big like damage boost, like 15% damage boost when somebody has a an ailment on him.
well, he's a 50%. Yeah, 50% chance to get 100% pursuit. Yeah, exactly.
Which is essentially 15. Yeah.
I know. I'm just clarifying
Yeah.
for the people who don't know that.
Right. Right. I'm saying kind of how it behaves, not how it like reads, for sure. But he does have some like cool stuff about him. But again, he just falls down by current standards, and it's so like, one, the ramp up is bad, and two, they're like, oh man, we got to do something unique and cool with this, but it can't be too strong. Gotta kneecap it somehow.
Like they needed it if they fell so short in terms of modernizing hit count versus skill stock. Like
Right.
it's okay to give one skill stock if it has like 40 hits. All right.
Or
Let's
no
do that.
damage count.
Right. But it unfortunately he falls so short in so many areas. Of the areas that he's meant to do, right?
Exactly. Like multipliers.
It's like an
are
AOG
great.
Lily situation.
Multipliers are
It's like,
great,
oh hey,
but
this, but this.
there are many ways to get a unit to cap, even if they don't have all of the great multipliers, right? And then once you get to cap, then what is the goal? Then you're looking at hit counts. You're looking at how much time does this unit save me, like you said, Crypt. And this guy, you gotta wait 30 fucking seconds. Like that pisses me off.
It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't.
It just misses the mark in so he that's like I said. If he had double the hit counts, but it was 20 seconds, okay, that 20 seconds sucks, but he's missing the mark in every single
what they needed to do. I mean, his unconditional cap right is 11,999. It wouldn't be unheard of to just give him insatiable hunger from the start and make it 15,999. Like that's not an issue.
Right.
And that's actually that would be
put pressure on you too to like
that would be that would be so much fun. To have a suffering unit that you need to like literally go. Like,
just out the gate. Get him.
We should start a campaign to make him part of the first batch of buffed units.
Here's the thing.
Goroth, right? Fix Goroth.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Even if we had that off the rip, his hit counts still suck. Like, it's cringe
Cringy.
almost to like
Cringe, bro.
It's
God dang it.
Yeah. So
That's
I mean,
sobering.
I was excited for him too because like he's dope ass art. He's a big ass cleaver. Like, why would we not have fun with him? But like, he's just misses the mark on so many facets of the game.
You know what we did get that doesn't miss the mark at all is all those tasty new axes. Both AER, which is like semi good, and the new multiplayer axe, which is probably the best axe in the game now.
See, I definitely pooped on it a little bit, but I don't know. It's got a fat strength stat. It's got a little bit of crit damage, as I explained in my video.
To be fair, we don't have many good axes.
That is true. But I would like, still.
That's not a high bar.
I'd still pick the axe you get from the Coliseum art for that 10% SCT speed. I would pick that over this new multiplayer.
Well, considering he needs it because he sucks at hit count.
Exactly.
Like,
SCT speed is infinitely more valuable to me than crit power.
You know what was unfortunate?
It depends on the context.
So
if you have somebody batterying him and you don't have to worry about SCT at all, that's not that good. If you're going for like big choppy damaging, say, I don't know, arena, and you want those like huge crit counts and you need the crit boost to kind of erode the effect of Gen being on the other team.
You always get me with the arena.
Finally got it. What are you
Yeah, of course. Well, that's one of the perspectives that I see almost everything in this game through, right? Because there's not only a PvE perspective, there's also PvP. And one of the things that they attach to his kit is 120% damage to guarding units.
Yeah.
And 120% of like 1 is 2.
So yeah, exactly.
Plus 100%.
When people were saying like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" Like it's the bane of Ruto. Well, 120% of 50 is 110. Like it's not much different.
No, it's like, not a lot.
Yeah,
it's not a lot.
That is true.
What they're counting on though is like that stacked on top of other multipliers, stacked on top of additional crit damage, stuff like that. Because damage in the arena is already massively like nerfed and capped
all around. Even if this was an extra multiplier on top, even if it was good,
it's still not enough.
A hit of 50 is going to go up to 110. It's not going to go to 1,000.
Yeah.
Like.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Still horrible.
Absolutely.
Are we your secret?
Because anybody who's running guard is running it's like steel guard or whatever it is that massively reduces damage when guarding. Because like, why would you not run those two things together? And then you also run guard heal, so now you take negative damage on guarding.
Yeah, they need to.
Enjoy.
Barlene, we need to tell Barlene about the guard package for his PvP team.
They know.
He purposely put that team so you could smack it.
I wish he made it a little difficult though.
Oh, I still have to do that. I literally haven't opened arena in like a week and a half.
I was expecting like the broken team that we all hate, and here we go with like year-old units. It was a fun time though.
So I will say, just as like an addition to this, the unfortunate aspect of his kit whenever he gets like low HP. So if you were thinking about running like a Militia of the Dead arc with Berserker and his Insatiable like after 30 seconds, it works really, really well at dropping his HP. Unfortunately, it works too well that a lot of the mechanics in the game that save him from dying don't work on self-inflicted damage. So if you're fighting the Clara, right, whatever, and you want to use Awaken in case he gets down there, I should heal back up. Well, it doesn't work on self-inflicted damage. You actually have to be hit in that damage threshold in order to heal. So he will just keep busting right through that red health and die without awakening, which is good. Which is also why I put this forbidden fruit on, which was kind of dope.
Yeah.
It does work the same way, but again, you have to be hit into that territory. On that note as well, Kyle's barrier doesn't save you.
Sure doesn't.
Because it's self-inflicted. So it's like he literally kills himself for no reason. He's not like Zekis. They're just not built the same.
He is the most suicide divey character that exists, and he has no breaks whatsoever.
Like
breaks.
Zekis, he can get all the way down there and just sit there and like that intentionally.
Right.
This guy, it's like, oh yeah, get to low HP, and your paid armor gives you additional the armor
damage.
gives defense, and the weapon is like strength or something gives him strength. When he's low
physical
HP.
damage.
But there is no low HP. There are two states of Goroth: semi-full HP and dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
So,
there's not really a whole lot in between.
How many?
Which is a shame. I would have loved to throw like Life Brave on him and stacked all that fun stuff up.
Right.
But he's just gonna kill himself.
Like how much more on this list of just disappointment do we have?
I mean, let me check his skills real quick.
What it's worth, I'm still building.
I don't get this, by the way. He's creature, sure, but like, I mean, I get the second part of it, but why spirits?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I thought it was a typo.
Because he hates Lagrimos.
When unit has creature type, he's literally creature. Why not just
I was
give
watching you record that video, and you're like, no, this can't be right. Like this cannot be a real thing. This has to be a typo.
Yeah.
No, it's correct. It's just dumb.
I don't get the correlation to creature.
Oh, by the way,
spirits.
Dark High Drive. Why was this listed on the new skills when we've already seen it on an arc? So I missed this. So I saw Dark Drive and Dark Attack Rays too in his like the bottom skills in his showcase. But this was listed as a yellow skill that's never been seen before, whatever, new introduced. But it's actually on.
It was
an arc.
So, conspiracy theory time.
This he was put together before
a long time. Yeah, you see what I'm getting at.
I got you.
This is some back burner stuff that they're like, oh no, we've got a content gap.
Which means
what do we do?
Been designed and he's meant for like here's what I would place him as. I would put him at BB Shin. That's what I would put him at. The time for release, he'd be relevant at BB Shin, and people would have gone crazy for him for these crazy cap buffs and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, because we didn't have these natural caps, these permanent caps on units until like
BB but they're completely conditional, just like BB Shin was on his. So like you could hit this stuff normally, but like I don't get it, man. I just don't see.
Well, that's kind of the that's a piece of the puzzle that kind of makes sense of a lot of it.
That's exactly total tinfoil hat.
But
conspiracy theory.
Yes and no. Yes
and
no.
I have no basis for that whatsoever.
I don't.
No, I mean it sounds.
Might have just used the wrong color for the font. Who knows?
Look at,
is the skill before that yellow? Too. Maybe they typed them all at the same time.
That's true too. But then I think about the Gray Vein, young Gray Vein artwork. They clearly Gray Vein.
I don't know. Grapevine,
whatever it is.
Yeah, that's Grapevine.
So, they clearly have things in the works and behind the scenes. I've heard of other gotchas bring it. They had stuff in the data files for a year before it was released as a new thing. So
I mean, this game did that. This game has done that several times.
Lorg was in since like day one.
Yeah, there's stuff that's been in the game for like literally forever. That they're just now turning up. There's stuff that's been in the game like forever that they still haven't used. There's a bunch of like placeholder stuff.
For the longest,
it's interesting.
The tours,
as we used to be able to see.
The tours have been there for a long time.
And they finally pulled those out. Right. I'm 80% done with Midra Forest. I think I'm almost.
I'm on the last one.
Almost there.
Are there any equips worth it, or still no?
No, it's the farming materials you want.
Clearly,
bro, the material drops are strong. Oh my god,
the Midra Force is disgusting in the like armor and weapon upgrade equip drops.
Yep.
Like it's ridiculous.
I was so excited.
Crafting alchemy drops too. It gives like crazy dragon eyes and all that crap.
All of it.
Great.
It's pretty nutty.
Okay, well,
dude, I think we put him in the grave. Honestly, like I don't.
Yeah, I'm very happy I didn't summon him.
Horse dead. You need to beat him.
So the issue with this is we're having all these qualms about Goroth, the Insatiable, right? Meaty Man is going to come out with some disgusting video showing how good he is, and we're going to eat our words.
As it turns out, best unit in the game.
Yeah, right. He's going to find some scenario where he just makes them broken. So he is. If no one knows Meaty Man, he is the JP god. Even considered over there of mechanics and figuring out units, bring out their potential, right? And I've learned a lot from him. I've turned many people onto him. Many people have watched him consistently. Many JP players watch him. So and he hasn't been uploading a lot of LC content lately just because, I don't know, either he hasn't summoned anyone or he just doesn't, he's in other games and stuff. But if he does come out with some video that makes him look broken, we're gonna have to do some videos about it because that would be so sad. But because we're seeing nothing in this kid that makes him amazing.
That's such a shame. I mean, is there an example of a time where you thought the unit didn't have really any potential?
No. I mean, the main thing was I loved Meaty from the start.
Yeah,
but I didn't know the depth in which I didn't know. When he first put out an action canceling regular attack build that absolutely nuked Lambda,
oh my god,
with thunder pursuit weapons, I lost my shit. So
that's dope.
Like no joke, that video was like an eye opener. Like holy shit, she actually is disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah,
he was the first one to showcase the DeGrogue Bloody Moon interaction as far as we know.
That was a big one. That was my first reveal to him.
I think Goroth might have some interesting play with that in all of his magic absorb whatever's because it's 4 chances.
Because he has 4 separate chances. If you equip on Magic Healing 1, he has 4 separate chances, and they're all independent, right? They all can proc on any given magical hit. You can What is it? 75, 50, 125% health you can get back.
But like, what does that give you?
If they all
Like, what is getting back?
Magic doesn't do much anyways, but like, just throwing it out there.
And what fight is that useful in? Like
Right.
where and he
It
doesn't
doesn't-
have anti-flinch for magic. He
Which
only
is the
has
biggest
like
issue.
a chance to heal.
Right.
So
Right. Makes sense. Don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Let's
what
talk
can you do?
about the arc, because
Sure.
that does entice me. I like
The
more
arc's pretty
damage
sweet, honestly.
on my damage.
Abaddon's cool.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with my damage or more damage on damage. Yes, it's a sick arc. Like, I mean, the art's pretty dope. He's literally eating a chef.
He's so scary.
And the chef's bringing him more food. Like, it's hilarious.
So scary.
I looked at these jelly cakes and was like,
gives
what
me-
is going on?
Diablo vibes for sure.
It gives me that. What's that? Jabba the Hutt vibes.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch Star Wars, so I think that's his name.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sorry, dude. What do you want me to do? So it gives good HP, good strength, but like physical attacks are effective against tasty enemies. Again, they have to be fish, beast, or bird, which
Right.
Goroth is great for Goroth because he can make them that way. But if they're already tasty enemies, I mean,
Hey, it's
Yeah.
great.
he's,
against
he's
Galaga.
already going to have the slayers for those.
Yeah, I more see
It's
this
not great
arc
on him.
for other units.
Right. I'm just saying,
Right.
as an example, this is like a person pairing with
This
Goroth,
was
right?
released with Goroth, right?
One, an axe equipped, killer slayer damage plus 30%. All right, that's actually awesome. When defeating an enemy, recovery from one basic status ailment. Again, a little niche because most fights won't be status ailments, and this might be very useful in the coming event battle, but who knows? So, the issue with this is, great, getting effective more damage. Now, for end game build units, you're most likely going to be able to build a cap damage in the first place
Correct.
with other arcs. So, is this really going to be that effective? It might be one of the better ones, sure, but it's not going to be like a meta arc for that kind of stuff because it's just
Yeah.
it's very situational as well.
It is, right. You have to have that axe, which
Right.
does take away from it significantly. Is it weapon locks
And
it.
of the things on it, axe boost is probably the most.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the most
that's the main
intriguing.
thing I enjoyed seeing. It was we finally got X boost onto an arc.
That's actually a very, very nice skill.
It's the
10%?
same boost as
Sword?
sword boost one. So like 10% for 4
For
SC.
SC.
It's actually very good.
That's
It's
nice.
just a flat 10%. It's awesome.
Sure. Yeah,
But I mean the main
Two-handed axe. Who doesn't
the
want
main
two-handed axe?
the main draw of this arc is honestly the Arc Ether reward.
yeah. Show me this.
It's
'cause I haven't
pretty
looked at
it's
it.
pretty darn good. It synergizes very well with Goroth himself.
Wow. Okay.
So strong HP, very strong strength. I mean the defense doesn't matter really. -12, who
That's
cares,
sig-
right?
significant.
Dark is good for him.
It's got pose.
Upon defeating an enemy, recover HP 8%. Literally,
pose of
put
victory.
that with Pose of Victory. It's 18% per kill, which is, I mean, if you're going to need HP, whatever, sure, take it. But if you're not running Proud Force, I don't know, man. It could be useful in that essence. But the real kicker is if an enemy is tasty, it also recovers 4 seconds of SCT for all skills,
That's juicy.
which is very synergistic with it.
That is tasty.
Is tasty, right? So I think it's a very good AER. It'd definitely be used if you have Goroth and you don't have the paid weapon, which this might even be better than the paid weapon in that regard
I'd like to hear
for
that.
SCT. Yeah. So like if you do get this, I do think it is just a little bit better, just because of that. That SCT charge is very nice for specifically a breaker, which he should be, as well as a physical DPS. So he needs to be spamming skills. He needs to be breaking and doing damage, and then he needs the SCT for that. So it's very good. I like it.
Okay. All right.
If you're looking for another weird, tasty interaction, there's also Banquet of the Nether, the Halloween arc.
Yes.
That's the same effect of kill a tasty enemy, get SCT recovery.
Yeah, put
We've
that
seen
LR.
tasty
Yeah.
as a mechanic a bunch of times in the game, but like
It's very
always
weird.
Spaced way
It's
out.
like a.
Like I think Oh Boy is one of the very first examples, but there's also isn't there like an AER that's killing a tasty enemy gives MP?
I believe it's a
Yep.
non-tasty.
No, it's tasty.
Oh, is it non-tasty?
No,
you
there's
sure
there's
they-
one. There is one. There's a
It's-
spoon of the spooning one,
Yep.
which is non-tasty, an inedible enemy.
Inedible. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then
So we
Papoy
have
does
not only tasty, we also have anti-tasty.
tasty,
Yeah,
right?
double.
Yeah, and Papoy does something like
As
that too. You're right.
established
Which is
mechanics.
like upon
Yes.
defeating tasty, you may recover 10%. So now that we know it's bird, fish, and beast,
Right.
that's exciting. I don't
Right.
think did we ever know that before?
I mean, somebody probably tested it out.
I think I saw it on.
somewhere.
I saw it
Lake
on
probably
Lakes.
knows.
Yeah, I saw it on Lakes.
Lake knows.
That's when I learned. I was like, oh, it's just referring to a couple different types.
Yeah, it's very weird. Why not just one kill this type? Whatever.
Sure.
Weird.
But well, like Taka-san said, it's the appeal of our old school RPGs.
Hey, why aren't plants tasty? That's anti-vegan.
Yeah, that's messed up.
This is
actually-
anti-vegan sentiment.
I don't know why they didn't just
Well.
make Tasty Brood Slayer, to be honest.
Honestly. That
Because
would've
like
made
if
it a
they
lot
would have
better.
just, it would just make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just works, you know.
I mean, what else is in there? Creatures.
You can eat all of these things.
beasts. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Totally. Yeah, I don't know how
Insects.
those hobgoblins
Great,
would taste.
great source of protein.
Chocolate covered insects. Yeah, I got you.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, man, I think we buried them pretty sufficiently.
Well, you did in my eyes. That's for damn sure.
You know
Um,
how I knew he wasn't going to be a good unit? It was really easy for me to get him. every time I get a unit, it's like, oh man, easy. And then I like max out their ability board. It turns out they're garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, AOG Lily.
Oh, AOG Lily. She's just, you need to know your shit to use her. Like,
Yeah, you do.
I-
you need to
I-
have
I
all
gained-
You
the
have to
things.
have a lot of shit.
you have to have
Like
a
very
lot.
specific.
I gained a lot of respect for her when I saw Dr. Lucas Who do his time trial from the last.
Yeah, you got to
thing.
have it all.
And he was using Starverse, which is
Yeah,
commonly
dude, it's fantastic
hated
for timing.
for timing, because it
As
was
long as you're not on Android.
It was yeah, probably right. Yeah, but damn.
Well, so one strategy he used in that battle was timing his star verses to hit accordingly, right? And that was one of the biggest aspects of the JP time trials whenever we had the MC in Bloody Palace. Was AOG Lily timing her star verses to kill the waves that spawned.
Got it.
So it is the same tactic, and again, it will be relevant in all of these time trials, most likely.
Mhm.
So not every mage can double hit and charge specials as faster. Not every mage can have that much damage cap hit with double hits hitting as hard as Starverse does.
Right.
So like whenever he's using that, or whenever the JP players use that, like that is absolutely her optimal place in the game.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Inma in the last Cloudia Discord. Did a great video of AOG Lily melting a bunch of enemies into the ground. It is extremely impressive. I know that's
sounds
regular
hilarious.
Lily, isn't it?
That's regular Lily, dude.
Yeah,
and
regular
they're really
Lily
not that much
melting
difference.
them.
It's just that
You can do the
regular
same thing, yeah.
regular Lily just does not have Starverse. So he was just pulverizing people with Holy Bolt, and it's fantastic. And he is at a level 8, I think, Lily Matter arc skill right now. So he's hoping to get first, top 10 to get that juicy level 9. I don't know if he buys them from the Crimson Shop, but he'll have level 10 soon. He'll be able to flex that 10,000 cap pretty soon.
Props to him.
Yeah,
man.
He does a bunch of wild stuff with like monster units and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
He's-
we gave him a
in my
shot last
opinion,
time too. A little shit.
he's certainly one of the more involved people with
Yes.
like
He is
understanding
absolutely.
how the mechanics in this game
Hey,
work.
he taught me something yesterday that I'm not allowed to divulge, but whatever.
Oh wow, thanks for that.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then you're gonna just go party it
Under an
up.
It's arena specific, bro. Like I can't be doing that kind of stuff.
Ah, man. As long as I get top 100, I'm all right.
Once this meta changes, you'll see it. But
Yeah, we'll see if it does.
it's pretty nice.
All right. Well, Tweacz, I don't want to take up your vacation, bro. It sounds like you
Bro,
got a lot
it's all right.
going on.
Listen, there is a lot going on, but it's all right. They understand.
I don't know if you heard me. I asked if we're like your secret affair over here.
No, they
Last
know. They
Cloudia.
knew they're all having a great time. So you know that they just decided to walk in like, hey,
Yeah. That was fun.
exactly.
It was good times.
All right. Yeah.
So, well, we talked about him. We talked about the arc. The event's dope. Guaranteed arc ether increase.
So yeah, I would say what's really nice about this is the 0.2% on the nightmare stages. Now, what does that do for you? I mean, to equal 1 Ethereon on one arc is going to be
It's still ridiculous. Yeah.
But I mean, it's 3 arcs though, right? Like you're getting it for each of them. It's a huge reduction in the amount of time. Like even just because they each take so long if you do it manually, just getting that like 0.3, 0.4, whatever. You know, I've got the 2 new arcs that I got. I got Megalodon and the new one, Abaddon. The Don twins that came home. But you know, they're up to like 5 or 6% already.
Which goes that's one
and
night.
That's the thing.
My units I'm not using.
It just does take 3 orbs for every 0.2, which is going to be a lot because we don't get many orb refreshes. So like you get 0.6 every 5 hours pretty much.
Yeah, but
which is
more than 10 times as much as as you usually would have gotten from doing this exact same thing. A 10% chance for 0.1 as opposed to a guaranteed chance for, you know, 0.3 or whatever, 0.2.
Well, it's 20 times as efficient, yes.
It's never as fun when you bust out the math.
Yeah.
It's 20 times as efficient, I get it.
But it looks nice when they all increase by 1.
I know, just make sure everyone's actually auto running still. Like don't just be like, "Oh, you throw them through the event." No, that's not a thing. Just keep auto running.
It's a little bit. It's not that much. Right. My favorite thing about this, though, is this is something that I've been harping on for a long time. Is like, give us, you know, an ether dungeon. Give us, you know, something.
Yeah, we've been asking about this for forever.
Even though it's not something that I personally need.
Right.
You know, like all my stuff's done. Like it'll be done in a week.
You're looking out for the little ones out there.
But it's just such a long process. And I mean, you'll get your SR arcs done. You'll get your R arcs done. Like it'll just happen.
Yeah.
You'll get to the point, and I remember Buddha being at this point where you were seeing a lot of halts in your gacha pull.
It's the coming of age moment for any LC player.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's oh man, I'm starting to round out my ether rewards, and you start drowning in all this new equipment, and like 90% of it is useless.
And PSA for those thinking that Crimson Ore is an impossible feat, once you max out those SSR or those SRs and Rs, you will get your Crimson items. Like don't.
I've got 69,000 of it right now. Nice.
Hopefully they follow through with that crystal, more crystal weapons.
I will say, as a PSA to the AP grind of this event. Now, while it is very, very good, and you get 27 AP for the Nightmare quests on the featured units, which is like Goroth, Claire, and like whatever I think Shin and some of the random people, right? It's essentially 9 AP per orb. Now, that's fantastic, but you also have a choice for the non-featured units. Oh, I have to do that. For the non-featured units, you have this dungeon right here. The main. So we have the one today. These special ones, and I'll do that probably. But this one, the skill dust dungeon, is an 8x AP boost for anybody. So if you're looking to train up units while you're training Goroth and don't really care for the ether grind, do this because they'll get a huge boost. Because without being a non-featured unit, they essentially get only 3 AP per orb. This is 9. This is 8.
Yep.
So definitely make use of this. Every time this is here, I've always made use of it just because it's so valuable.
I tried to highlight it.
It saves so much time.
So much time. With a 10 orb pile, you can get 80 AP worth, which is essentially you have to use 6 for one level 10 skill. Which is like 18 into 780, which is 6 of them, and you get 2/3 of the way there are another one. Like in only 10 orbs, that's huge.
For sure.
So definitely keep that in mind if you are training up units and they're not the featured ones on this event.
Cool. You know what, Tweacz, give me when you want to leave.
I mean, just give me a few minutes. We didn't talk about multiplayer yet and how toxic it is because people don't know how to run Naglfar.
We are on the same page. I was just going to ask you for a crash course. What units, what skills to take down?
What units do? Unfortunately, dude, what you're going to need is breakers. This Naglfar. So
my two.
You need.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Your best breaker is going to be Meaty.
Hands down.
And You need skill stocks. You need
Followed by Gobble.
breakers.
But you need a
Sure,
lot
Gobble,
for that.
DXR. So what you need to do is you need to be able to break it,
Don't bring Gobbler
and you
DXR.
need to be able to DPS this boss during break, because in the battle it has 90 resist to all elements, as well as incredibly high defense and mind. The issue with that is, whenever you break him, he essentially goes to neutral and all. It will show 90 still, but you can smash the shit out of him without Trishula when he's broken, which means it's probably just like he might have some walls and stuff up. So you need to break him. And a huge help to that when he's broken is having a very big defense down buff if you're using physical DPS. When we were running him last time, we used Shift a little bit and gave her Giga Hydrain because she gets an innate. An initial Giga Hydrain will take care of a lot of your problems. Again, Rabala has that. Stinky has that. If you're going to bring a debuffer, try to make it a physical DPS. So Shift a little bit is phenomenal for that. But you also need to bring breakers.
Break boost, I would say, is a
break boost is fantastic.
Great skill.
But you should be pretty close to capping if you build an end game unit during break.
I noticed Kyle was a pretty sufficient breaker.
Oh no, he's really not. Not for this battle. So this Naglfar break bar is so large that you're gonna end up wasting a ton of his skills before you even break. So. Gotcha. What you want to do now? Here's the thing. I've put out a few videos on Naglfar of just like meme cheese stuff. It really does work. Like if you use Meaty, first of all, is going to be fantastic. She can both do both breaking and physical DPS at the same time whenever he's broken, because you have enough skills to do so. Because she breaks in like if you have purple orb, sure. If you have elixir, sure, use those, but. She will break pretty well with all of her skills. Now, the issue with cheesing, if you bring just one DXR or one Gobble, you have a pretty much guaranteed chance to break them. Break Naglfar, but you're going to have a useless unit during break.
Right.
So, it's kind of like a little balancing effect. The best part about this multiplayer quest is that it's really, really fun when you find people to play it with and you can build a team with them. Because running randoms with this is so friggin' toxic.
Yes.
Because most likely or not, you will die if you don't have a hard carry, like a Goddess Kiss, Honey Elixir, Meaty. Like, if you don't have a hard carry, an Annual Melt V that can keep him stunned the entire time. Like, if you don't have that, you're most likely going to lose. Because a not well thought out team, if let's say you run a Dante and I don't know, a Kyle and then 2 Emtherias, that battle's going to suck. Like,
I mean,
you know
Dante
what I mean? Like,
has some kind of
no,
break.
I mean, like, that's like a sufficient team, right? But it's going to take you 3 minutes to do it. Like,
Right. And that was what that you literally explained my experience with it last time, because that's what I had. I had Kyle. And like you said, when it didn't suck was I had Spirit Breath on him. I had a Tyria on the team. So when I would break him, Kyle has that 50% extended break time, which is cool. And then Tyria would spam heals, so she'd boost up my skill stocks, and then Kyle looked great. And the fact that he would drop everyone's health to awaken, Kyle would get all those damage caps. But like you said, that's a lot, like you guys say, when more.
Right. But like that's the main thing about this quest is if you can, find people to play with. Find people that are good people to play with, that are going to not necessarily carry you, but can teach you how to do well in this battle.
Sure.
Because, I mean, a lot of the veteran players can now do it relatively simply just because a lot of people have built their Meaties up, or a lot of people have built up the Grog breakers and Dante breakers to like help out. Even like meme cheesing the stuff with DXR and Gobble, like it was very, very effective, but you need a team. So
well, that's why we have multiplayer.
Don't run a level 67 Yash Maru and a level 63 Rabala in this like by yourself. Like it's like you're just wasting everyone's time. Like if I go into a lobby and I see a Rabala is there, I'm like, all right, she probably needs help. Bring my Meaty. And you start the quest with a level 67 Yash Maru and a level 63 Rabala with me only. Like I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
You wanna hear the most waste your time 2021 thing I've seen all day?
What?
Join the multiplayer lobby. Okay, cool. Host level 100, well equipped. It's fine. Second guy, well equipped. It's fine. Me, I got this. It's okay. Last guy in the party, regular Goroth, level 100. Okay.
Wow.
All right, it's not done yet. We join. The match starts. We're doing okay. Goroth leaves. Like the guy we're hard carrying leaves. Like, really?
That's hilarious.
All right then, waste my time, waste my drops. It's okay, whatever. Never running with you again. I wrote his name down on the list. If I see him, I'm just leaving.
Yep.
The list.
Yep.
The
That happens.
list.
Just get out. Just stop it.
Wow, that is pretty funny.
That's the thing.
We still cleared it in like, I don't know, 45-ish seconds, minute, something like that.
All right.
But like,
Wasn't too bad.
you can do it. It's just you need a team, man. Like it's the most enjoyable way to play that match is having a team. And you know what? The clusters aren't a great drop because it is a relatively slow map to do. But the rare coins, or the rare multiplayer
they
coins,
can
are
drop,
fantastic.
Yep.
I got a
They
double
really
drop
do.
on those earlier.
I haven't even done it that much, and I've gotten quite a few rare coins.
Yes.
And it's
I've done it 3
really
times
nice.
and I got a double drop.
Yeah, like it's
For sure.
crazy. The rare, if you're trying to farm out those equips, find a team, be useful to a team, in fact, and grind it out because like everyone's got orbs they want to use. You got 4 accounts to use off of if you got a whole team. Like just do it. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. All right, yeah, that pretty much sums up a PSA. So yeah, like LC main Discord, there's a whole multiplayer lobby section. I've got one in the Buddha Gang Discord. TheKryptman's got his Discord. There are spots for you to join and, get your multiplayer figured
find
out.
people who are
And like, and then like if you find out 2 of us to like carry, like that's more than sufficient.
Because like,
Like,
we
if-
want your orbs.
Yeah, we
are
want-
happy
we want
to do
that
it.
stuff
We
too,
want your
like-
orbs.
Everyone benefits from having 4 people, right?
For sure.
So, I mean,
Cool.
cool.
All right, guys. Closing thoughts before we let Tweacz off the hook. Even
Well,
though he wants to be here, I just feel bad.
I'm just
taking your time, bro.
sorry. I'm just sorry that Goroth was not a unit that we could just
Stroke
like,
off.
like yeah, I mean pretty much, yeah. Because like,
He's no Medina.
dude, he's no
No,
Medina
dude.
Merity. He's no Medina Merity. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And I hope-
the
and I
meme
hope-
queens live.
I hope we are so wrong about him, but I just don't see it at this point.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, all right. Well, thank you all for being here. This was a dope little section. I'm excited to keep doing it at this time.
I do like this time.
And yeah, we'll get ready to do it next week. See what happens. Maybe Mitty Man or Mighty Man will come out with something. I guess we'll just wait and see. So,
Yep.
with all that being said, thank you to you guys. Thank you to my co-hosts. That's all that we got for you. Y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.